Now, the first problem that has to exist is an inability to break a food down properly. So it's usually a digestive malfunction, either that lack of stomach acid or a lack of bile flow, that's going to create the initial problem. Now, there are factors with enzymes that can be a problem for some folks. For example, some people will have an aversion to lactose because they don't have enough of the lactase enzyme. So they could then supplement with this lactase enzyme and give their body what it needs to help break down that type of food a little bit better, and then they can improve that issue for them. But for most people, it seems to be an issue of an inability to really break that food down. So that's the first problem that can happen. Next, these food sensitivity issues seem to develop a little bit easier when there's a leaky gut type issue going on. And you may have heard of, oh, I got leaky gut, I've got cheeseburgers all over the inside of me. And what's really going on there is that something has created tiny holes in the intestinal lining that really shouldn't be there. And it seems to be that the most common cause of this is some type of mold, yeast, or fungal type of overgrowth in the intestinal tract. These seem to be the guys that are best at kind of boring holes through the intestinal lining. So it's really common for someone to have a bacterial overgrowth either in their stomach or their small intestine, and maybe that's what we call SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. But when someone has a bacterial overgrowth, it's also really common to see some type of yeast, fungal, or mold type issue along with it, because the environment is set up for them to thrive when there's this other invader already there that set up camp. The big problem is that it's a lack of stomach acid that often allows these invaders to get in the first place. The stomach acid is like our knight in disgusting armor. It's the barrier to the whole body, because when these varmints come in our food, the acid fries them in this acid bath and it wipes them out. And you may be thinking, well, I don't really have those kind of microbes. I don't wipe my food on the ground as I'm eating it. But these microbes are on our food. It's really hard to avoid it. They're coming into our system. So when that stomach acid barrier is not functioning correctly, they come in, they set up camp, they have a party, they raise their kids, and they go to college, all in your intestinal tract or your stomach, because that barrier wasn't there to keep them out. Now, a lot of people will take all these steps that they hear about to improve a food sensitivity issue, but they don't do anything to fix the digestive malfunctions. You got to fix the problem so that you can shut the door so that these varmints can't come in, but also so that you can break your food down correctly.